added 4 cups of flour, baking powder, a teaspoon of baking powder. Then I added sugar. I didn't add salt to it because I'm adding margarine. So my margarine has salt in it. So I'm going to mix till all combine. And after that, I'm adding my cold water. I'm going to add them bit by bit until I've formed the dough. So after forming that dough, I'm going to wrap it with if you have a foil paper, if you have your paper bag, if you have napkin, whatever you have, just cover it. All you just need is to cover it, make it all seal and tight. Then keep it in the refrigerator for like hour or maybe 30 minutes, whatever time you have, depending on how cool your refrigerator is. Then allow it to settle down. After that, I brought out my dresser, whatever you are using to do your baking. So I brought it out. So I added flour on my dresser. That flour I'm adding is so that it won't stick to my dresser and it won't bring any stain to it. So that's it. I cut it into 6 parts. Yeah. So the first one I'm going to do it in 2 batches. The first method I'm going to do it, I found that method is very stressful. So what I did is I brought out the first one. I brought out my roller. I stretch it out, make sure it's flat. I get a plate, remove the rough edge from it, just like the way you're making your meat pie, chicken pie. So same way. So it's all flat and nice. So I brought out my sausage, or you can still call it your satis, your sausage, your satis. So I started rolling. That's my sausage roll. So my egg, I brought out egg, break it and add milk to it. So that's what I'm using for my sealing. So after that, I roll it. It's all nice and tight. I'm removing the rough edge from it, and voila, that's my first set of sausage roll. Then my pan, I'll make sure I grease it with a lot of butter so that it won't stick. But at the end, it still stick to my pan though. So let's go to the method 2, which is quite easy for me. The other one, I found out that it's not easy. So first, place your flour on the board, flatten it, place your flour again, take your roll, flatten it till it's all nice and flat to your taste and size. So that's my size. Brought out my sausage. I start rolling, cut off my excess which I don't need. Fish pie. So after that, I'll bring out my egg for sealing. After sealing, that's my sausage. So I did about 6 sausages, which I'm going to eat. I thought I would use that for the week, but I finished the sausages the next day. It was so yummy and delicious. So after that, that's not the end of it. So I'm still going to use my egg wash. I'm going to do an egg wash again to brush the surface of my egg roll so that it will be all nice, fine, pretty and attractive. So it will be shining also. So I'm going to do, it's still the same, my egg and milk. I'm going to use it to brush the surface of my sausage. So after brushing my sausage, I'm going to heat my pot. I'll preheat it for 5 minutes so that it will be hot. Since I'm not using the oven for my baking, if you are using the oven for baking, you bake for 45 minutes, 100 degrees centigrade. So that's what you are using for baking. For me, I'm using my local pot. That's why I'm going to preheat it for 5 minutes. Then my dressing, now I'm going to punch hole inside my sausage. That will make the heat go into the sausage and it will go nice and very cooked. So this is my pot. I've already preheated it for 5 minutes. I'm putting it in the fire. Make sure when I'm covering, everything is all nice and closed. So I'm going to heat it for 25 to 30 minutes on a medium heat. And this is my sausage already cooked and ready for eating. So I'm going to use my butter to grease it a little bit so that it will be shiny and attractive and yummy also. This my sausage is very, very yummy. I know you have different type of sausages. This particular one is different from the one you regularly know that you are going to beat your meat, blend it or whatever pattern you want to use to make. But this is my normal one. I'm using the sausage or the satis to make. So now let's see how the inside is looking, my dear. I finished 3 on a row for this sausage. This is very delicious, is yummy. I bet you try this kind of recipe for your sausage. You don't want to make another kind, you always want to make this particular one. Less expensive, is no, you don't have a lot of ingredients, no stress. All you just have to do, need a little, bring out your cold water, just, and that one, you're done. You don't have, if there is no power, you can use your pot to make it. Thanks for watching.